Hello, people. My people. No. Um, my brothers and sisters, though. This is Mary Lou. Lou's Touch. That's me. Today is January 16th because it's after midnight. So a new day is going to be dawning. I haven't gone to bed yet, of course. It's just midnight. But anyway, I had promised that I'd get on here and do an update if I had something to give. My tumor marker numbers, I don't know if you've been following me, those who have, the last time they were 149 and 159. And this time, which I think was really only a couple of months, I'm not sure, but not as long as normal. 120. And then the other one I think is 137. But that seems a lot bigger than the 120, so I'm not sure if I got that right. But, 120, wowzers, okay? It's still going down. It's wonderful. Now, I haven't taken ivermectin in quite a while, but I did overkill. When I did it 14 days in a row, and then some weird stuff was going on with my body. No, not quite sure, but I gave me definitely enough to be killing some parasites. And then something to think about is, I thought about it, we're killing worms, right? Because that's a wormer. Ivermectin is a wormer, a parasite killer. And that's what we need to do, kill parasites, people. I am so glad that I went ahead and did what my gut told me to do. And then I had heard other people doing it too. So, if you have cancer, I'm just saying, in America, and I'm not sure if it's America, because I've heard of some people, like I talked to my agent, my insurance agent for Medicare a couple of days ago and found out she's got cancer. She's got gallbladder cancer and it's gone into her liver, which, the gallbladder and the liver are right there together. And she's stage 4. I'm stage 4, but hers is, they say that with this treatment that I'm doing, you can live for years as long as you don't miss your treatments. Well, that's what they tell us. What I want to know is, when I get down to that part where there is no cancer, that's what I want to do. And then I want to stop. I don't want to keep being on a preventative deal. But it just depends. You can keep an eye on it and see how it goes. Now, I'm in the middle of trying to figure out the best insurance because they've gone up on everything, and those scans can cost a buku. And then it depends on where you have them. I've been inquisitive. I've been asking questions because I found out, and I already knew it, just had to remember it. When you have procedures done at a hospital, it costs more. The copay is more. And so the outpatient situation, a couple years ago when I was doing these treatments, because when I say a couple years ago, it's because we just started a new year. And so last year was different than the year before because insurance changes at the first of the year. It can change. They can get rid of you or you can get new plans or dee-dee-da. So anyway, I'm just trying to figure out the best plan for me. Because they took away, I know this is going to sound, I don't know what it's going to sound like, but last year I got $50 over-the-counter benefits per quarter. Now, that's not very much. There are people out there getting so much every month. But they got Medicaid, where I'm just on Medicare. Medicaid, if I had Medicaid, they'd pay for everything. I wouldn't have to be putting money out of my pocket. In fact, I wouldn't have to pay for insurance. But living with my daughter, that won't work. And living out there on your own is too much money. So you're just damned if you do and damned if you don't. I mean, you can try to get on a list of all these different waiting lists from way back when. I remember when my daughter was really little. You know, there's HUD housing, there's this and that and the other thing, but you have to get in line. And then I know that sometimes emergency cases get put to the front, but nevertheless, HUD is a good thing. And I know from both sides of the street, I never did get to the part, I mean, right when I'm getting up to the top of the list, I had a different situation. I don't remember what it was, but the point was I was either moved away or just something different going on to where I didn't take the housing. I'm not sure if I actually got to the top, but I had been waiting a long time. But anyway, the point is, if you make it through all these hurdles, you know, so you can get help with your housing and help with your food and help with this and that and the other thing, and they pay your medical bills. But no, I have a Medicare Advantage plan. And so what was I starting to say? Year before last, because we just got through with last year, okay, but the year before, I didn't have to pay for any of my treatments or my x-rays. And then PET scans. Last year, the PET scan was $250 for me, the copay. I did have a plan where I paid $35 for a specialist per visit with a specialist. But now it's, they don't have any over-the-counter benefits for my plan, and they don't have, what am I trying to say? Oh, I don't know what I'm trying to say. It's just more. The over-counter benefits are gone, and my specialist went up to $50. And my PET scans will be $260. You know, $260 is not bad. It's just nice to have those little extra things to help. However, you find out that you don't use them. Sometimes you forget about them. But nevertheless, so they took away, added to, and so now I'm afraid what I'm going to have to pay for with these scans. So I have 2 scans coming up, and I was going to have them, I mean, they were scheduled fairly soon, but we pushed it out. I made some arrangements today. I called because I've got some other things I have to attend to. Found out some other things yesterday. So, see, I've been going to go to the eye doctor. And I have put it off and put it off. And, so I stopped in there. I was at Walmart picking up some material for a quilt, and anyway, I decided to go over there and have my eyes checked. I went over there and talked to him and stuff and got everything situated with my insurance, and and then made an appointment to go back again at 2:30 and have an eye exam. Well, I'm so glad that guy is really good. Really super good. But I have a problem. I have, I'm going in for a glaucoma screening for my left eye. He said that it is really good they caught it because it has no symptoms and it can creep up on you, and then there you are, blind. He did, I don't know if it's a sonogram or whatever, but he did a lot of testing on my eyes. And then he referred me to a specialist that is the top in her field. And also she teaches. So I feel really good about that. Plus, I talked to that man quite a while. Before he ever checked my eyes, I had a really great conversation with him about my channel. And about why I started my channel, and then he told me about some people that he's met or known. Because see, he knows a lot of people just from being an eye doctor. I'm not sure exactly, you know, there's some, what? Because someone said, have you seen an ophthalmologist or something like that? Well, see, when I was 65, I had cataracts and I could not see, and I had to have cataract surgery. And that was a good thing. He said that whoever did my surgery did an excellent job, and that my pupils are good. Everything is really good as far as what my cataract surgery was. But he said that this glaucoma will sneak up on you because you won't know. And I have had some floaters, you know, sometimes it'll be a bunch of floaters, not just a little bit. But anyway, I want to call that a sonogram, but I'm not sure what it was. But anyway, they took pictures, and I've got pictures of my eyeballs inside. And so I've got, he thinks I've got glaucoma in my left eye. But he said that, I mean, that we can't repair the damage, is what he said, but that we can stop it from continuing. And he said, I mean, he referred me to this woman, like I said, top in her field and everything. And I set up the appointment today with her. And I'm going in to see her on the 5th of February. So, what he said, because, you know, that was really concerning, but he said that I don't have to lose my sight if I take care of it. That I need to, he said, they'll end up giving you drops, eye drops, and at night when you go to bed, you put one in each eye, and that's it. But he did say some things while we were talking. I'm on high blood pressure medicine, okay? These medicines make you sick. So I take it at night before I go to bed, so I don't have to go through that sick, okay? But he said the reason for the glaucoma, I mean, I might not be saying it exactly right, but it is not getting enough blood flow to the back. I don't know what to call it, but nevertheless. And he says, don't take your blood pressure medicine before you go to bed, because then it goes way down, and it's not got enough pressure to get the blood in there. You know, the pharmacist had just told me, you know, if medicines are making you sick, take them at night before you go to bed. No big deal. Well, it is a big deal, okay? So I'm just letting you know, if you have that situation going on, keep going and getting your eyes checked every year. My God, I keep saying all these bad things about me. But, you know, I was at Walmart, and I've been wanting to go, and I felt like I had to make a call, you know, make a phone call to make an appointment. And so while I was there getting material, I decided I'm going to go see about that and make an appointment, get my eyes checked. And thank God I did. That was another inspiration thing. And then the talk that I had with him was marvelous. He knows a lot of people, okay? And so he was telling me, because I was telling him about my channel, and then he was telling me just 3 weeks earlier is when the first time he ever got on YouTube. And that was because his son or somebody, I don't know, but I'm thinking it was his son, showed him about it. And so he was getting on there looking at videos for fishing and looking at videos all over the world, videos, you know, like one girl's riding a motorcycle all over the world, and she stops and visits with all the people and eats at, you know, the local restaurants and stuff, and she's doing video of it all the time. She's got millions of viewers, subscribers. And then he said within 24 hours, she'll have 500,000 views. It's like, what a trip. Anyway, we discussed all that, and I was telling him why I started my channel, which was those 20 papers that I wanted to put out there. I want to reach the world with my stuff, okay? Yes, I think a lot of it. And I know it was inspired. It wasn't just from me. And I'm leaning forward into this thing. I should lean you up. Anyway, you told me stories. You told me a story about a lady, and I might have her age wrong. I'm thinking 85, but maybe she was older than that. She was a nun for 40 years, but also started her own business, which was to help tutor children. And any of the profits, I don't know how the business worked. I don't know what it was, but she bought a building, and all the donations or all the profit of whatever went back to the nunnery. And these nuns had been living in, I don't want to say squalor, that's not the right word, but if you ever go into an old hotel or an old house and they're just not, you can go into a refurbished place. Anyway, the point was she finally sold that building, and that for $800,000, and then she put that money back in the nunnery. So all the nuns are getting all brand new rooms, brand new bathrooms, brand new all that. Anyway, it's just cool because she took something that was helping people. So she did the helping, the nuns would help tutor, and then the money would go back. She didn't keep the money. Trip, right? There are some good people in the world. So anyway, okay, let's see if I can give you any more updates. So I told you, basically he said, we pray for people like you. And I'm talking about the eye doctor. He said to stop somebody from going blind. So he has full faith that I'm not going to go blind as long as I go take care of it. And then I'll probably have to take an eye drop in each eye every day for the rest of my life. I'm so glad I went over there and had that consultation and eye exam and someone who knows what he's doing, someone who cares. And then we had things in common. So I'm telling him, I didn't finish. He was telling me about this woman. Not only did she do all that, she was writing poetry. She's got a binder, a way big old binder full of poetry. I said, what is she going to do with that? And he said, probably nothing. I said, man, we need to get it on YouTube. I'm serious. I would want to be reading my stuff, making videos and putting it on YouTube. Because, it's like at her age and my age. And even though I wanted to do this book and I started writing these papers way back when, 44, 45 years ago, that was the firstest one I remember. Firstest. It's the first one I remember. Turn on your light so you're not in the dark. And I told this, Dr. O'Connor is his name. I told him about that. And it brought tears to my eyes. It was Trip. So anyway, so he knew I was sincere. Because I was telling him how good it was. So he was going to get on my channel, but I don't know that he did. And he's new to it, so, but I did give him my card, so as long as he didn't lose it, he's got my channel's name and everything. So I think that my tumor markers is what my doctor called them. I'm going to say the 149 went down to 120. That's 30 points, isn't it? And then, because I think the 137, if that's correct, because I'm not sure, would go with the 159. So tripping. I'm happy about that. But it has been quite a while since I took the ivermectin, so maybe I should take, I think what I would do, because when you take a dose of ivermectin, when you give it to a horse or a cow, it's once every 6 months. Or a year. It's not always every 6 months. But here's the deal. I'm trying to fight cancer. I'm trying to do the best I can to kill parasites. And because of a few things in my past, I knew that that's one thing I wanted to do. Is you want to detox and get rid of parasites. So I'm excited to go down to 120. So I've been trying to let my body recoup because I did it 14 days in a row and a little bit overboard on my dose. And what I did was put it in my coffee. You know, you don't have to inject it. I wonder about injecting because you inject it in your animals. Sometimes you, like big animals, they got something that you can pour on their back and it seeps in through their skin, kills the worms. Not too easy. You have to have a way to squeeze them, a squeeze box. Well, I never knew that. Okay, but anyway, you put a cow through a chute and you got something that'll squeeze him tight so he can't move, he or she, and then you can give him his shots. But you got to have the equipment. So we didn't really have the equipment. We tried to do everything the wrong, hard way. I don't want to do that anymore. Your little teeny baby bull grows up into over 2,000 pounds. And he doesn't care that you were his mother and you gave him milk. I'm just saying, we ended up having several cows, okay? And I had a bull. Started at 2 weeks old. But nevertheless, Joe told me, I didn't see it, but Joe told me that bull chased him around the barn. Because, see, that bull forgot that Joe was his mama. And he has all those women out there. He says, "What are you doing in my field?" And he was chasing him off. Just tripped, though. I mean, I could just see that. I might have been scared, but it's funny. Anyway, we live and we learn, don't we? I knew I would forget all my updates. So, okay, I have changed. I probably already told you, but nevertheless, I had asked him yesterday at the doctor's office if, what did I ask him? I'm trying to find out what my copays are going to be. And anyway, they know my concern. And every time I go in there, I've got a copay for the doctor and a copay for the shots and a copay for the IV. I know I'm bitching. Yeah, it's around $100 a month, but now it's going to be more because it's $50 to see the doctor because she's a specialist. Okay, and this eye doctor I'm going to go to is a specialist, so that's going to be $50. So I'm trying to talk to my insurance agent and see what we can do, and then I forget what I was going to say. So I spent the day, that's what it was, I spent a good portion of the day this morning just finding out if different doctors and stuff take, Humana. Because in some places they might only take United Healthcare or Humana. And my plan is a PTO, I think is what they call it, where I can travel. So my primary residence is in Colorado. That's where my property is, my house is. It's not really a full house, but it's a living place. Anyway, so we're trying to see if there's a different plan that'll give me better stuff because they went up on my stuff and hopefully I don't have to pay anything for these scans. I didn't have to last time. But the insurance changed, so I don't know. So anyway, so far they do. I mean, it's a hospital and it's a cancer center, so I would think they would. You know, your smaller outfits might not take both. But I did call. So I'm supposed to go see my primary care doctor on Monday, but I canceled that. I called there to cancel that and also to find out what kind of insurance. I mean, if they take Humana. So far, I've been able to do both United Healthcare and Humana, so that gives us more to work with. Plus, changing my residence to here instead of Colorado might do something. But I have an agent that's willing to work with me, and she's checking it all out. And I found out that I told you she's got cancer too. So I told her about the ivermectin, and she said that she thinks that she was on, because I told her about fenbendazole. It's a wormer also, and I've seen an article where it said, or it wasn't a big article, just a little thing, but it said that there were 3 stage 4 cancer patients that were now in remission who had been taking fenbendazole. So they were going to make a study of it. But I say, let's don't wait. And I don't know, because it sounds like I was telling her about that, and she said that she thinks that her doctor gave it to her. But see, she's doing chemo, and she's sicker than a freaking dog. And she quit taking the fenbendazole because she was thinking it was that. But you know what? I never felt sick. I didn't feel anything adverse except for when I took too much, and I was pooping out stuff that wasn't poop. It's not funny, but there you go. It was stuff coming out. And then someone told me that it could have been the mucus lining from your intestines. But I was doing stuff like that for over a month. I was really getting nervous about it, but I just said everything's going to be okay. But that's what I started to say earlier, is that I'm worming myself, and then what if the wormer thought I was the worm and it just started killing me? No, it said I heard anyway that the FDA, I might have even read it too, that the FDA, I don't know my right words, but decided that ivermectin was safe for human consumption. That was the deal. I'm not saying my right words, but safe for human consumption in 1996. So there you go. Sometimes we have to take measures into our own hands. Because I asked to get a prescription. One of my doctors said, I think it's the one I'm going to now, she said, you get heartworm and let me know, and I will give you a prescription, because it's a wormer. So anyway, last time I was talking to her, my oncologist, we were talking about the fact that it's working. And I told her, I says, I am also taking ivermectin. So I don't care. Double toilet trouble. In other words, I'm doing my hormone therapy treatments. And I have also taken a bunch of ivermectin. I haven't taken any in a while. After what was going on, I didn't take any anymore, but I've got it in there. You can get liquid ivermectin at Tractor Supply. You can get it in a 50 milliliter bottle, which is about $50, so about $1 a dose. You'll need a syringe because it'll have a rubber top. You stick the syringe in, like the doctors do, and you draw out your stuff, but then I just put it in my drink. It could be your coffee, it could be your pop. I really don't know. But I think if I was going to do that again, I think I would just do it once a week. Once a week. And I'm talking about because I have cancer. What is the option? Especially when you're stage 4. You're going to die. So why not give it a try? That's what I say. And sometimes you just have to find a way around the doctor. Now here's the other thing. And I did tell her I didn't think it was very funny what she said. I reminded her of what she said. And I said, I didn't think that was very funny because I wanted the ivermectin. So I found another way to get it. And see, having been out there on the farm and having animals and stuff, I kind of learned a few things. And I heard a few things. So, I forget what else I was going to say about that, but nevertheless, it's just wonderful. And I'm glad to hear that my numbers went down more because I didn't know if they would continue to go down. I thought, well, maybe I've bottomed out, you know what I mean? I've got this widow's peak thing and this thin line thing. Okay, so I was going to tell you, me and my daughter had we did a mask. I'm trying to peel something off my face. I should quit doing that. Got this little mole thing over here that started exploding, and I've been peeling it off. And part of it was I had a castor oil, I had castor oil on my face. I got this yesterday from Walmart, and it's castor oil. It's in an amber glass jar, and it's one that I've seen on some videos on here, and even, well, I want to say Barbara O'Neill, but I'm not positive. But just put castor oil in the search bar and you'll get all kinds of things. So me and my daughter and I, put my concoction on our face. I don't have it in here. Okay, I'd seen a video and they were talking about, I don't remember the exacts, okay? I put 2 teaspoons. These are table teaspoons, like out of the silverware drawer. I put 2 teaspoons, not rounded, just flat, into this little glass bowl. And then I poured in some castor oil and stirred it up. Well, the baking soda gives it a little bit of a grit, and the castor oil is seeping into your skin, softening it up. Look at. I mean, I know you can still see the wrinkles, but it has softened up quite a bit. And so you're supposed to give it a little bit of see, I don't have it on anymore. I took it off. But we sat down and watched a couple of shows on TV with this mask on. I'm calling it a mask. And what it is your castor oil is going to plump up your skin. And the baking soda is going to help be abrasive. So you can help to get rid of some dead skin. So I put it up here and in my eyebrows and here and down here and then up here and across here and my nose. So then I did some light massaging. It stimulates blood flow, circulation. Might give you some rosy color instead of a white color. I mean, I have a sallow-looking skin sometimes, but anyway, I just have to do this. And Jesse said says, I'd be willing to do that and watch TV, So, I mean, really, we just put it on. It wasn't bad looking or anything. Just a cloudy, I've got it in the other room, but nevertheless, I made it because of what I've seen online. They're showing the miracles of castor oil and that you use it with other things to get better results because it's thick and sticky. Okay, so I started, let's see, I changed out some appointments so that they're not right away because I was supposed to go in and have these scans pretty quick. I'm not even sure when now. Anyway, they're back. I've got them scheduled. The scans are in the last week of March, and then I have the appointment with my oncologist April 9th. And then we'll see. But I think I have a standing order for those blood tests. Excuse me. Which is a really good thing. So I'll still be able to watch the numbers. I'll just have to make sure I get the blood test done a couple of days ahead of time so that there's time to get everything back. They had one of the tests back, but they did not have the tumor marker numbers. But I'm excited about that, people. So I'm glad that I went. I do feel like there is inspiration. Sometimes we're told to do things, or things will happen just in a certain order so that we can get something done. Like the eye doctor yesterday. That was just perfect. I wish I would have done it a long time ago. Again. So, don't put things off, people. I don't know what I'm going to do. I did also accomplish the fact that I'm going to have glasses. I'm going to have a pair of glasses that are my prescription for now. Because I haven't been able to see that great with these glasses, but it's because of what's going on with my eye. That's really scary. But it is great. He was adamant that I should not lose my sight. I just need to make sure to get seen and get on these drops. And that's what I started to tell you. He said, do not take your blood pressure medicine when you go to bed. Because he's saying it's not getting enough, there's not enough blood circulation at the back. And I think of other things and then I forget what I'm saying. But he said, okay, when you lay down at night, your blood pressure automatically drops. So you don't want to give yourself a medicine that's going to make it drop even more. At night while you're sleeping, it's not getting blood flow. So there they are. They're giving me a medicine that's messing with my eyeballs. I thought maybe it was the blood sugar, but he said it's not. It is circulation. Now I've got a, what do they call that? Electromagnetic, it's a therapy mat, and it opens up your blood vessels when you're on it. Magnetic frequencies that will go through your body and open up your veins, and away the blood goes. So maybe that would help a lot. But the problem is I've got the mat in the house, and I think I've got the controller out in the car. And if I do, it's been out in a freezing car 2 years. Because it stayed that way at Nancy's house, too, through the winter. It was in the car. I hope it still works, because that baby's worth a bunch of money. When I bought it, I probably paid $6,000 for the mat and the controller and stuff. But I also paid $500 extra to try to sell it. But I didn't. I've sold so many things in my life, I just didn't want to. So there you are. I shouldn't have spent that $500. And that $500 was only good for a certain period of time. That was a long time ago. But this mat is supposed to be wonderful. So I need to be using it. And I just hope my controller is okay. Anyway, people, I don't know. I do feel really blessed. I really do feel blessed, even though I keep putting things out there instead of taking care of it. You know, you just don't know who to trust. But you know what? This doctor is excellent, excellent, excellent. And I feel really good about who he sent me to. And I feel great hope that I won't lose my sight. But I also fear that these drops are going to be spendy. And he said that the insurance should cover it. But then here's, what happens when you can't get it anymore? But I'm going to use my mat, and maybe my mat will make my blood flow. And what I was going to say too, it's supposed to be like, it seems to me like an 8-minute session on that mat is supposed to be like 21 minutes of walking. 21 miles. I think they said miles, which seems outrageous, don't it? And I saw a video, 2 videos, one of the before, the blood flowing through the veins and getting caught up and clogging up, sticking here and there, you know. And then I saw after they'd been on the mat, and it opened up the veins, and the blood was just rushing. So I've got to get busy and get that going on. I went out and filled up my car today. So cold out there. I didn't want to go out there at all. But gas around the corner is down to $2.68. $2.69, you know, because there's always that 9/10 thing. So I found out what's wrong with my car. There's this light on in my car, and I'm going, what is that? You know, it didn't look like a check engine light. So anyway, I did exploring online this morning about that. And so the symbol that's showing is about my tires needing air. So I've got to go get air in my tires. And then maybe that light will go off. It's just, I don't know my way around that well. And then when I went outside, I'm going, oh my God, it was so cold. It was cold and the wind was blowing. So that's not nice. So I said, okay, I will go get gas, but I am not going to go get air in my tires. Because the place I went didn't have, well, they had it for $3. Anyway, Jesse and also that guy told me where I could go and get it for free. It's just that I have to find my way there, and then it was too cold. I was just didn't want to do it. So I still have to get air in my tires. And I was able, I know I already told you, I was able to accomplish pushing out my cancer doctor appointment until April. So I just saw her too. And then that'll help me to put it off a little bit. Oh. And I'll still be able to get to know what my tumor marker numbers are, because I'll be doing that test every month. Let's see what we come up with here. But I can definitely feel something not right in my eye. But he was really thorough. I mean, he was looking in there, and he was taking images, and he showed me the nerves and what they're doing in there. It's not good. So I feel good with his adamancy that it will be okay. You know, but I'm not going to be able to regain it. But then again, you know, between castor oil being a great healer, and then the electromagnetic therapy mat might be the ticket. I need to get it set up and be sleeping on it. Because what you do is you can work your way up to where you can actually sleep on it and put a program going on where the frequencies change throughout the night. But it helps your blood flow. It would probably help your blood pressure. I would really like to get off these medicines. You know, we trust these doctors and we trust the pharmacy, right? I just don't know if we ought to. We grab because they say. We don't know any better. There's a lot of people think of other things. Okay, so this castor oil stuff. I mean, I could just see me, because I've seen them patent castor oil on the eyelid before you go to bed at night. Okay, and that's going to seep down in. And maybe it could seep down in there and help open up some stuff. I don't know. Because there's all kinds of things that we don't know out there. But nevertheless, miracles come even in small ways. Having an appointment, going to Walmart, buying some material and say, oh, I need to go get my eyes tested. And I have a new pair of glasses coming, and I'm so excited about that because I've been wearing an old prescription. I mean, these are probably 3 years old. Maybe even longer. Yeah, I don't know. I can't keep track. Now I'm going to have a hot flash. So fun. Okay, so I hope I like my glasses. What they are is, went ahead and just got bifocals again with the line because I'm trained with that line, and I got dizzy without the line. Of course, I didn't really give it much of a chance, and I was trying to tell her that, but she says, with the fact that you're using these and you have for so long, she thought I should stick with that. But I did do, it was really great. I mean, it wasn't that bad of a price with the bifocal. With the single vision, it was. So the bifocal, I'm going to have, I don't know what they call that, but it's got an anti-glare. You know, that big white thing you see when I've got my glasses on? Hopefully you won't see that. You might see some little green stuff. She showed me what it might look like, but it's not as intrusive as this bright light that would shine on my glasses, which will if I start to read. But actually I got rid of the light behind me. Well, let's see. Will I have a glare? See the glare? If I go down, it's not bad. And I've got to read looking down, right? So it's giving me a headache over here. That's Alma 2. I know I didn't read Alma 2. That's 38 verses. Okay. I read part of that. I remember that. I don't know that I want to read, people. What I want to do is, what I need to do is get just the paperback Book of Mormon. Because what I used to do is I'd just open up the book wherever it fell and read. And a lot of times it's what I needed. But anyway, we'll go ahead back to the scriptures and let's see what Alma 32 is all about. Well, that one sounds good. Do 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 do. Hey, hey. All right, so that's got 43 verses. Wow. Okay, but I can see that it's a good thing. So I'm gonna go ahead and try and read it. I don't know. Uh-oh. That's weird. All right, maybe I'll just read the synopsis and we'll see what happens. This is Alma 32 in the Book of Mormon. It says, Alma teaches the poor whose afflictions had humbled them. Faith is a hope in that which is not seen, which is true. Alma testifies that angels minister to men, women, and children. Alma compares the word unto a seed. It must be planted and nourished Then it grows into a tree from which the fruit of eternal life is picked, about 74 BC. That sounds like quite a bit of stuff in here. So let's just see. That's the synopsis for the whole chapter. So, all right, we'll just see what happens here. It says, and it came to pass that they did go forth and began to preach the word of God unto the people, entering into their synagogues and into their houses, yea, and even they did preach the word in their streets. And it came to pass that after much labor among them, they began to have success among the poor class of people. For behold, they were cast out of the synagogues because of the coarseness of their apparel. Therefore they were not permitted to enter into their synagogue, to worship God, being esteemed as filthiness. Therefore they were poor, yea, they were esteemed by their brethren as dross. Therefore they were poor as to things of the world, and also they were poor in heart. Now as Alma was teaching and speaking unto the people upon the hill Anadah, there came a great multitude unto him, who were those of whom we have been speaking. Those were poor in heart because of their poverty as to the things of the world. And they came unto Alma, and the one who was the foremost among them said unto him, Behold, what shall these my brethren do? For they are despised of all men because of their poverty, yea, and more especially by our priest, for they have cast us out of our synagogues, which we have labored abundantly to build with our own hands, and they have cast us out because of our exceeding poverty, and we have no place to worship our God. And behold, what shall we do? And now when Alma heard this, he turned him about, his face immediately towards him, and he beheld with great joy, for he beheld that their afflictions had truly humbled them, and that they were in a preparation to hear the word. Therefore he did say no more to the other multitude, but he stretched forth his hand and cried unto those whom he beheld, who were truly penitent, and said unto them, I behold that ye are lowly in heart, and if so, blessed are ye. Behold, thy brother hath said, What shall we do? For we are cast out of our synagogues, that we cannot worship our God. Behold, I say unto you, do ye suppose that ye cannot worship God, save it be in your synagogues only? And moreover, I would ask, do ye suppose that ye must not worship God only once in a week? I say unto you, it is well that ye are cast out of your synagogues, that ye may be humble, and that ye may learn wisdom, for it is necessary that ye shall learn wisdom, for it is because that ye are cast out that ye are despised of your brethren, because of your exceeding poverty, that ye are brought to a lowliness of heart, for ye are necessarily brought to be humble. And now because ye have, I gotta stop that. And now because ye are compelled to be humble, blessed are ye. For a man sometimes, if he is compelled to be humble, seeketh repentance. And now surely whosoever repenteth shall find mercy. And he that findeth mercy and endureth to the end, the same shall be saved. And now, as I said unto you, that because ye were compelled to be humble, ye were blessed. Do ye not suppose that they are more blessed who truly humble themselves because of the word? Yea, he that truly humbleth himself and repenteth of his sins, and endureth to the end, the same shall be blessed, yea, much more blessed than they who are compelled to be humble because of their exceeding poverty. Therefore, blessed are they who humble themselves without being compelled to be humble. Or rather, in other words, blessed is he that believeth in the word of God, and is baptized without stubbornness of heart, yea, without being brought to know the word, or even compelled to know, before they will believe. Yea, there are many who do say, If thou wilt show unto us a sign from heaven, then we shall know of a surety, then we shall believe. Now I ask, is this faith? Behold, I say unto you, nay. For if a man knoweth a thing, he hath no cause to believe, for he knoweth it. And now, how much more cursed is he that knoweth the will of God, and doeth it not, than he that only believeth, or only hath cause to believe, and falleth into transgression. Now of this thing ye must judge. Behold, I say unto you that it is okay, you can tell I'm not ready to read here. Now of this thing ye must judge. Behold, I say unto you that it is on the one hand, even as it is on the other, and it shall be unto every man according to his work. And now, as I said concerning faith, faith is not to have a perfect knowledge of things. Therefore, if ye have faith, ye hope for things which are not seen, which are true. And now, behold, I say unto you, and I would that ye shall remember, that God is merciful unto all who believe on his name. Therefore he desireth in the first place that ye should believe, yea, even on his word. There's too many verses. I'm only halfway through. I'm going to stop. Okay, here's a good part. This is verse 28. Now we will compare the word unto a seed. Now, if ye give place that a seed may be planted in your heart, behold, if it be a true seed or a good seed, if ye do not cast it out by your unbelief, that ye will resist the Spirit of the Lord, behold, it will begin to swell within your breast, and when you feel these swelling motions, ye will begin to say within yourselves, It must needs be that this is a good seed, or that the word is good. For it beginneth to enlarge your soul. Yea, it beginneth to enlighten my understanding. Yea, it beginneth to be delicious to me. Delicious to me. And now would not this increase your faith? I say unto you, yea. Nevertheless, it hath not grown up to a perfect knowledge. But behold, as the seed swelleth and sprouteth and beginneth to grow, then you must needs say that the seed is good. For behold, it swelleth and sprouteth and beginneth to grow. And now, behold, will not this strengthen your faith? Yea, it will strengthen your faith, for ye will say, I know that this is a good seed. For behold, it sprouteth and beginneth to grow. And now, behold, are ye sure that this is a good seed? I say unto you, yea. For every seed bringeth forth unto its own likeness. Therefore, if a seed groweth, it is good. But if it groweth not, behold, it is not good. Therefore, it is cast away. And now, behold, because ye have tried the experiment, and planted the seed, and it swelleth and sprouteth and beginneth to grow, ye must needs know that the seed is good. And now, behold, is your knowledge perfect? Yea, your knowledge is perfect in that thing, and your faith is dormant. And this because you know, for ye know that the word hath swelled your souls, and ye also know that it hath sprouted up, that your understanding doth begin to be enlightened, and your mind doth begin to expand. Oh, then, is not this real? I say unto you, yea, because it is light. And whatsoever is light is good, because it is because it is discernible. Excuse me. I like to put my own words in there sometimes. Okay, so because it is discernible, therefore ye must know that it is good. And now behold, after ye have tasted this light, is your knowledge perfect? Behold, I say unto you, nay. Neither must ye lay aside your faith, for ye have only exercised your faith to plant the seed, that ye might try the experiment to know if the seed was good. And behold, as the tree beginneth to grow, ye will say, let us nourish it with great care, that it may get root, that it may grow up and bring forth fruit unto us. And now, behold, if ye nourish it with much care, it will get root and grow up and bring forth fruit. But if ye neglect the tree and take no thought for its nourishment, behold, it will not get any root. And when the heat of the sun cometh and scorcheth it, because it hath no root, it withers away, and ye pluck it up and cast it out. Now, this is not because the seed was not good, neither is it because the fruit thereof would not be desirable, but it is because your ground is barren, and ye will not nourish the tree. Therefore ye cannot have the fruit thereof. And thus, if ye will not nourish the word, looking forward with an eye of faith to the fruit thereof, ye can never pluck of the fruit of the tree of life. But if ye will nourish the word, yea, nourish the tree as it beginneth to grow, by your faith with great diligence, and with patience, looking forward to the fruit thereof, it shall take root, and behold, it shall be a tree springing up unto everlasting life. And because of your diligence and your faith and your patience with the word in nourishing it, that it may take root in you, behold, by and by, ye shall pluck the fruit thereof, which is most precious, which is sweet above all that is sweet, and which is white above all that is white, yea, and pure above all that is pure. And ye shall feast upon this fruit, even until ye are filled, that ye hunger not, neither shall ye thirst. Then, my brethren, ye shall reap the rewards of your faith, and your diligence and patience and long-suffering, waiting for the tree to bring forth fruit unto you. I believe that's the end. I didn't read the whole thing, but I read most of it. It's pretty good. I mean, you have to kind of look at it symbolically. Okay, I should probably stop. My granddaughter is sleeping in the room next door. I don't know if she can hear me or not. Hopefully not. But, so, good things are afoot. We caught my glaucoma situation before I was blind. And he said that could happen. Or, you know, it happens to people because they don't have symptoms. I mean, I have had some floaters, but I just figured, you know, they come and they go, Houdini. Anyway, I'm tired. So it's time to go to bed. And you guys have a groovy grapes day or night, whichever the case may be. Okay? Peace. Be still. Bye.